Okay students, time for revision now quickly. I will just take 3 problems from the 3 topics which are there for the examination, and I will solve 1 or 2 problems each from each of this topic. So that will give you a rough idea as to how the next problem has to be calculated. We'll take up this from topic number 1. It says prove by using dimensional analysis that the given equation is dimensionally correct. V square is equal to u square plus 2as. U and v are velocity. Actually u is initial velocity, v is the final velocity, a is acceleration and s is the distance traveled. Now how do you prove that this equation is dimensionally correct? Prove that a given equation is dimensionally correct. Always take the left hand side first. So here the left hand side of the given equation is v square is equal to u square, correct? So this is your v square. So I'll take v square is equal to velocity square. Therefore dimension of velocity square is equal to m0 L raised to 2 t raised to minus 2. Now how did I get L2 t minus 2? Look at this now. The dimension of v, what is it? m0 L1 t minus 1. So therefore dimension of v square will be equal to m0 L1 t minus 2 the whole square. So what you need to do is you multiply this indices to this number 2 here. So m0 into 2, L is 1, L1 into 2, t is minus 1 into 2. So what do you get? M raised to 0, L raised to 2 and t raised to minus 2. So this is your left hand side, okay? Name this as equation number 1. Just take the right hand side, which is namely u square plus 2as, where u is the velocity, a is the acceleration and s is the distance traveled, okay? So dimension of RHS will be equal to dimension of u square plus 2 into dimension of a into dimension of s. So dimension of u will be equal to m0 L1 t minus 1, same dimension of velocity. Therefore dimension of u square will be equal to m0 L1 t minus 1 square. You again multiply this 2 to this index here. So m0 into 2, L1 into 2 and t minus 1 into 2. And what you get? You get m0, L2 and t minus 2. Name this equation number 2. Similarly, dimension of acceleration will be equal to m0, L1, t minus 2. See, in such problems, you don't have to specifically show that the dimension of acceleration is this. You don't have to prove. You can take it as ready-made, means you know that this is the dimension of acceleration. That's why I have taken it directly. And dimension of AC, dimension of displacement is equal to m0 L1 t0. Same, you can take it for granted. So now what you do is, this 2 is dimensionless anyway, so you don't have to bother about this 2 at all. Therefore dimension of RHS will be equal to, you put in these values now, whatever you got in this equation and this equation, you put it over here. So m0 L2 t minus 2 plus 2 into m0 L1 t minus 2 into m0 L1 t0. That will be equal to m0 L2 t minus 2 plus 2 into, when there is a multiplication, then you will have to add the indices. So 0 plus 0, 1 here, 1 over there, which is 1 plus 1, t minus 2 plus 0. So what will that be equal to? m0 L2 t minus 2 plus 2 into m0 L2 t minus 2. So when you add these, you get 3 m0 L2 t minus 2. Naturally 3 is a dimensionless quantity. So now when you compare equation number 3 to equation number 1, you check the indices now. What is the power of m? M is 0 here, 0 here. What is the power of L? 2 here and 2 over there. What is the power of t? Minus 2 here and minus 2 over there. Therefore the equation number 1 and 3, right hand side is equal to left hand side. Therefore the given equation is dimensionally correct. So this is how you have to prove. I'll quickly take just one more problem and then we'll go to the second topic. We have to again prove force is equal to mass into acceleration. This equation is dimensionally correct. Force, mass and acceleration. So what is the first step? Take the dimension of the left hand side. What is the left hand side? Force. So dimension of force is equal to, again as I said, please take it for granted that you know the value of dimension of force is this. So I have ready-made taken m1 L1 t minus equation number 1 set. This is your left hand side. Now you go to the right hand side. Right hand side, what do you have? You got m and you've got a. Dimension of mass is equal to m raised to 1 L0 T0. See, this dimension of fundamental quantity, so it will not contain any other term at all, only mass. Okay, and dimension of acceleration is m0 L1 T minus 2. Now the total dimension of RHS will be equal to dimension of mass into dimension of acceleration, that's equal to m raised to 1 L0 T0 into m raised to 0 L1 T minus 2, which is equal to m raised to 1 plus 0 L0 plus 1 T0 minus 2, that's equal to m raised to 1 L raised to 1 and T minus 2, equation number 2. So now how do you prove that the given equation is dimensionally correct? You now compare this equation number 1 with this equation number 2 and check whether the powers to which these values have been raised, are they equal or no. So what is the power of m here? 1. What is the power of m here? 1. What is the power of L? L power is equal to 1. And what is the power of 2 here? Minus 2, which is also equal to minus 2 over there. Therefore, since the left hand side is equal to right hand side, the given equation is dimensionally correct. Area under the curve is equal to the distance traveled. Look at the wording to the problem. Increasing velocity starting from rest. Diagram like starting from rest means it will be having zero velocity. Increasing velocity taking any point here, and you see this is a final velocity v, and it will have traveled for a time t. What you have to prove, this shaded area is distance travel. Okay, so let's take up easily now. What is it? How do we start it? Use area triangle. Altitude or height.
ಯಾಕೆ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳ್ತೀಯಾ ಮಾವ ಬೈತಾರೆ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ ವಿಜಿ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ ಮತ್ತೇನಾಯ್ತು ನಿಜ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದ ನೀವಿವತ್ತು ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕರ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ ನಿನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್ ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ 8 ಜನ ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಸುದ್ದಿ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಗಾಯಗಳಿಂದ ಪವಾಡ ಅನ್ನೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಚಾವಾಗಿದ್ದು ಬಿಜಿ. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಒಂದು ಅಡುಗೆ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ತು. ಜೀವಕ್ಕೇನು ಅಪಾಯ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಮೈನೆಲ್ಲ ಏನೇನು ಒತ್ತು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಪೀಸ್ ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬಂತು. ನಿನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ನಡೀತು. ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗಾಬರಿ ಪತ್ತಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ನಾನೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ವಿಜಿ ಈಗ ಆರಾಮಾಗೇ ಇದೆ.
ಹೌದು ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀರ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರೇ ನಾನು ಹುಷಾರಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಡಿಸ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಆದರೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಲ್ವಾ?
ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀನು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ?
ಅದು ಈತಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಯಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಂತ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು.
And for solving any type of problem from this particular topic, the three equations of motions will be more than enough, namely v is equal to u plus at, v square is equal to u square plus 2as, and s is equal to ut plus half at square. You can use any of these three equations to solve the given problem. Problems will be straightforward. Sometimes you may have to use a second equation also to find the unknown quantity and then plug into the first equation. That's how you have to solve given equation. But keep in your mind that whenever you are solving a problem on these three formula, then you have to keep all your quantities in SI units only. SI units means your all velocities have to be in meter per second. Normally they give you in kilometers per hour, so that you have to convert that kilometers per hour into meter per second. For example, 108 kilometers per hour. So how do you convert that? 108 into 5 upon 18 is equal to 30 meters per second. So wherever you see kilometers per hour, do not forget it to convert it into meter per second. Wherever you see centimeters or millimeters, convert that into meters. Wherever you see centimeter or meters or centimeter per second, you convert that into meters per second. And time will sometimes be given to you in hours or minutes. Do not forget it to convert it into seconds. So all your lengths have to be in meter, time will be in seconds, and your masses will be in kg. Keep this in your mind, then you will never go wrong in solving a problem.